I don't know about you guys, but quite possibly one of the most nostalgic of Genshin events has returned, and I was just so happy as soon as I heard the music. Like, it brought me so much joy. It's one of my favorite events. I kind of wanted to like commemorate it in a way. Sounds kind of dumb. So the first thing I'm gonna do is upload consistently on the event. So annual updates on what happened and stuff. And the second thing is I'm going to use a team comp just for the event. If you haven't guessed already, it's going to consist of Mona, Fischl, Kazuha, and Xinyan. But before we can even start the event, we had to complete Kazuha's story quest. There are spoilers, so click off or skip around if you don't want to see this part. As you can see right now, this dude is attacking me. Turns out, he's not even trying to attack me, he's trying to attack Kazuha. So like any person would, we alert Kazuha and also includes as to why he was chosen to be attacked. We come across an underground shed where the attacker's weapon came from. It was corrupted with a cursed substance. And then we encounter the enemy. Turns out he was really just being controlled by the sword with the cursed substance, or cursed sword. Now the sword must have not been a genius, because I folded it easily. Sword's main goal was to have Kazuha as its wielder, and it did. We get to use him and the sword in a test trial. This was probably one of my favorite parts of the quest because the sword gets its own stats, which I thought was cool. Now, I'm not like Xyx or anyone like him, so I don't really know if the sword is good or not. The domain was fairly easy since I got to suck up all of the enemies. It was also nice seeing how much numbers there were. The game basically made us do this 3 times, and then at the end we ended up fighting a boss, which was pretty easy. I guess it's not even a boss, it's sort of just a mini boss because it was really quick. But after lots of use, it looks like Kazuha's sword isn't really that good. It's been damaged up pretty well. Another cool feature is how much wear and tear you can see it's taken. It's on par with the dull blade, except for the fact that it does a little bit more damage as its base stat. Alright, maybe not a little more, but definitely it's still pretty bad. We spar against Anenoma Yuya one more time, but this time he's not under mind control. The sword and Amenoma Yuya forgive each other, and that's basically the whole story event summed up in like 2 minutes. Now that completely shocked me. Mihoyo gave out a free sword that is actually probably pretty good with Kazuha, so I'm gonna revamp him and that's gonna be good for when we do the commemoration challenge. Anyways, it didn't take long for us to see where the wind takes Kazuha because we do see him in the limited time event. But before we see him again, we meet up with Catherine and she speaks an entirely different language. I love how they animated her reactions because they look so funny. And for some reason I couldn't help but notice her eyes. In short though, she told us that Mona and Fischl were waiting for us. As soon as we walk in, Fischl does her casual JoJo pose.
普通ここは旅人さんお元気ですかというところでしょう。5分。彼女は私を名字で呼んでいるだけなので気にしないでください。まったく、私まで恥ずかしくなっちゃったじゃないですか。そんなの占うまでもないじゃないですか。キャサリンに伝言を残したとあなたが言ってたんでしょ。5分。失礼。とにかく私も家のドアを叩かれて呼び出されたんです。これから彼女がどんな発言をしても驚かないでください。本当にしょうがないですね。まったく。どうして私のような天才先生術師がこんなおままごとに付き合わないといけないんですか。
Mona carried the dialogue. That's all that needs to be said. Also, this is where they kind of actually talk about what's really going on. Basically, Fischl ran into Klee, and then Klee told Fischl about the Apple Archipelago.
本当に？じゃあどうやったら呼吸は元通りになるの？クレイに教えて。お願いお願い。
Oz carried a bit too. We later head to the tavern, and Venti the troll has become friends with Kazuha and Xinyan. Venti also tricked Kazuha into drinking some wine, which kinda made Kazuha all wonky. He also did the Alice, Klee's mom, also travels through worlds, which I thought was pretty insane.
独特だな。見た目がちょっとグオパーに似てないか？
グオッパー。万民堂の不思議な生き物のことでござるか？ そう言われてみれば確かに。
That scene already made the event like 100 times better. Oh, the
さっきのは一
music.
体何だった
The
んだ？
music. The amount of nostalgia that flowed in after the music started playing was insane.
風と海、そしてこの穏やかさ。
We also started looking like we were part of the Stardust Crusaders or something. I purely recorded this part just because of how much I missed the music and how good I felt once I heard it. I genuinely drove the boat around for around 10 minutes just to listen to the music. At the time, I was so ecstatic that I bothered this poor dude over how much I loved the music. Maybe it's just me, but when I heard the music for a second time, it just really hit different. I have no idea what's going on in Sejnaya, but this was just a weird interaction. Kazuo proceeded to hand him air. Anyways, that ended day 1 for me of the event, and before I did end it though, I looked at the event page and I loved how much color there was here. It was just so pretty and I was mesmerized. But that's it for Kazuo's story quest and day 1 of the event, and I'll see you guys later.